Alright, let me quickly sort out my audio and stuff before we get in. Master, let's do 60. Sound effects, let's do a little bit lower. I'll keep that like 80, 90, sorry. Ambient, I'll do like 65. I'll just do standard, enhanced instincts. Yeah, whatever, sure. Gun, depth of field. Make sure everything's cool. What's good, welcome, guys. I don't know why I stumbled to say my words. Welcome to stream, guys. 2 seconds. Yeah, I'll keep that on. HUD scale, I'll adjust it. I'm curious to see this. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly go do some stuff. I said I was gonna go grab a drink and stuff before I start, but I started straight away. This is the public test branch. I'm gonna try and kind of run down what it is a little bit slowly for you guys. I hope Alan's in here. If not, it's fine. I'll explain it again. But basically, this is the public test branch. So as you guys can see, the skin store, the locker, and the news is all locked. I actually don't know why that is, but it is what it is. When you open up Rust, obviously you got your options and whatnot. But when you go and click play Rust, the first thing that I want to talk about is community, create a game, and my games are currently in development, which means that they will come out at some point in the future. So this is the public test branch, but they're not like the community and the other create a game and my games tab. They're still not being worked on for console, so that's why they're grayed out. Okay, here, that's good. So I'm just gonna kind of explain it. What's good, Splashy? Yeah, the community, create a game, my games, they're grayed out because they're currently not being developed for console. But don't worry about those; those are not really important. So when you launch public test branch, this is not the normal game, so this will be different for anyone that plays console Rust or knows what it is. This is not the main game. Well, it is the game, but it won't look like the normal game. Basically, we're gonna go over to official games, and you'll see all of these different game modes. This is quite overwhelming at the beginning, but don't worry. I'll run down what everything is, and I'll try and explain it as kind of slow as I can. Basically, as you guys can see, it's self-explanatory, really. But if you guys look on the right-hand side, you'll see there's ping. These are obviously the pings for the servers. As you can see, this is in EUDU. I actually don't know why the ping is so high for this, but oh well. You've got weekly. You see, there's weekly, daily, and monthly. What that means is, basically every month or day or week, the server refreshes. It completely wipes. What that means is, basically things such as blueprints, builds, like any buildings that you've made or anything like that, anything you've gotten on that server is reset. You'll start back up fresh. You'll start with the rock and the torch like you do, and you'll have to start all over again, if that makes sense. Next, you've got the actual kind of, I don't know what you want to call it. For the public test branch, next you've got the game mode or the mode, I guess. So you guys can see we've got Builder's Paradise, which is what I was talking about before. In Builder's Paradise, which I'm gonna show first, not now, but I'll show it in a second here. You basically start off with, I believe it's 5k wood, 5k stone, 5k metal fragments, 300 high quality metal, a tool cupboard, a hatchet, a pickaxe, a builder's plan, and a hammer, I think it's called. Don't worry about what those are for right now, but you start with those things. Nobody can kill you. If you try and attack a player, you will get hurt. Like, you will die. If you try and attack someone, shoot them, whatever, you will die. If you try and destroy other people's builds, if you try and destroy other people's things, you will die. The point of this game mode is to let new players, that's why I mentioned to you, Alan, earlier, the point of this game mode is to go in and have fun. You go in, you build whatever you want, you get material, you build however you like, wherever you like. No one can kill you, no one can destroy what you built. You go in, make whatever the fuck you want. Um, that's all I have to say for that. It's pretty much as said. Targets practice or target practice. I don't know why I said it like that. Target practice. Um, you basically spawn in. I'll show that in a little bit. You spawn in. The max size, as you guys can see, is 20. You spawn in. You get quite a few guns. You don't get all the guns in the game, but you get quite a lot of the guns, and you get some ammo. You get some heals. You just spawn in and it's kind of chaos. You spawn in, you just go for it. You just fight. You get to test out the guns. You get to kill each other. It's kind of just chaos. The other game modes, or the other modes, sorry, these are what I was referring to earlier, where I said these are things that are being implemented, as in these things are being worked on to be released into the main game. So these things are not out on the main game yet, but they're in development, which is why they're on the public test branch, because they get put on here for players to play around with and test them out. They'll see how it does, see if there's any bugs, glitches, and once it's fully, completed, it'll get put onto the main game. So right now what's being developed is the large oil rig and the small oil rig. I should be here somewhere. Yeah, small oil rig. Also, if you notice, there's map sizes. The largest map size we're gonna get, um, as part of the large and small oil rigs, are 3 kilometer maps. The standard map size is 2.5 kilometers, and the smallest, which is for target practice, is 1 kilometer. So you guys can see why it gets a bit hectic. Um, that's all I have to say for those. Really, sorry, the large and small oil rigs. I've not played these myself, but what I think it is the regular game. So it's a regular game you spawn in, or it's a regular game you spawn in, and basically it's just a game, but with these things in it, if that makes sense. So it's just a game like normal, but with these things in them. You guys also can see there's like different names. So you've got Wraith 7Z, Dice MH, Pizza WQ. These are just the names of the servers. They're not really anything special. Like I mentioned, you guys can see how old the servers are. So you see like 3 hours old, 3 hours old, 3 days old, 3 days old, stuff like that. And then official means it's an official game mode. There's nothing modded about it. Nothing's been added to it. It's just a plain old game. For right now, I think every single server will be official until we start getting things such as on PC, there's like modded games where you get more material per hit, stuff like that. But for right now, I don't really know. You guys also have a search feature, which that's not really important right now, but if you want to search a particular name, like a server name, you can. But don't worry about that too much. And you've got filter. So this is important. You guys can see there's a server region for the public test branch and for the normal game. I recommend picking your server, obviously, so you have the less delay. For me, it's EU GBR, but you guys will see in the public test branch, unfortunately, there are no GBR game modes available. As you can see, no server can be found. So the closest thing that I can do is make it DEU, because again, unfortunately, NLD is also unavailable. So for anyone that plays EU or is close to EU, the game modes that you have to play on are DEU, which, as you can see, the ping is okay. The ping is not the greatest, not the worst though. And as you can see, there's a bunch of servers. Let's just get into it. That's basically the logistics of the game. Well, the logistics of what the game is like and how it, how it is, how it's made, I guess. I don't know. So let's go into a new one. Let me start it up. I don't want to go into one I've already been in. Let's go into this one for example. 24 players. And I'll show you. I'll try and kind of cover what everything is, what everything does, all that kind of stuff. Sorry if I'm going a little bit slow. I just don't want to speak too fast because I am a fast speaker. So I want people to understand and whatnot. Okay. Oh, this is actually okay. I've actually played on the server. Okay, it's fine. We'll just spawn somewhere random just for the sake. I already played. Okay, so as you can see, this is what Rust looks like. As you can see, Builder's Paradise. It's in the name. You know, there's a lot of people that make a lot of crazy builds, a lot of weird builds, a lot of just nonsense. So let me cover what everything is and stuff like that. So at the bottom right, very obvious, you've got your health bar, you've got your hydration, which is important. You can fill that up by drinking water, um, either just going to the water and I believe you can drink it, no? How do you, can you not drink? Maybe you can't drink. Okay, well, the way you fill that up is there's like you can find a bunch of water bottles and whatnot out there. Um, we'll cover that later on, but and then you've got your food bar, obviously, self-explanatory. You find animals. There's animals in the game. There's bears. You will see one right now. There's bears. Wolves. There's horses. I believe there's chickens. All that stuff. You can kill them, get some meat, and eat that, or you can just eat. There's pumpkins and stuff like that. Moving on, we've got the map. Sorry, the map. This is what the map looks like. This is the regular map. This is what even the base game has. This is what a 2.5 kilometer map looks like. As you can see, it's gigantic. There's plenty of space for people to build. Um, there's a bunch of different locations. Um, I'll cover them quickly. I even myself don't know much about them. But basically, these are monuments. Monuments being places that are um, places that have loot in them, basically. So you see the airfield and the harbor. These are places you can go to, find some crates, find some loot that you can gather up early. Some places have better loot than others. There's also places called the Bandit Camp and the Outpost. These are places where you can go if you have nowhere to like sleep. Like let's say you just spawn in and it's nighttime and you don't really have enough material to build a home yet. You can go to the bandit camp or outpost and it's a safe zone, meaning that no one can kill you, no one can harm you, no one can loot you, nothing. If anyone tries to attack you in these out areas, they will be killed instantly and they'll have a 30-minute countdown, meaning that for 30 minutes they won't be able to get anywhere near or inside of these places because they'll get killed instantly, basically. You got your inventory. So this is what I'm talking about, Builder's Paradise. You start off with 5k wood, 5k stone, 5k metal fragments, 300 high quality, and 500 or sorry, what am I saying? 5k, 5k, and 5k scrap. You also get some clothes, not really that important. We'll discuss those a little bit later on. But yeah, you start with basically most of the material in the game that's important, and I'll explain what they do and what they're used for in a second. You also get a hammer, I believe it's called. Yeah, hammer. This allows you to upgrade your bases. So I'll show you guys, for example, this is the builder's plan. So can we build here? No, it's too close to a monument. Um, 2 seconds, guys. I'll try and put something down so I can show you what I'm talking about. I build down here. Too close to a monument. Okay. Okay, here we go. So you can build anything you want, realistically. These are all the things you can build. You can build foundations. Foundations are what you have to build first, by the way, before you can place anything. So you can either place a square foundation, triangle foundation. You can build walls. You can build wall frames, which you can put other things in. I'll explain those later on. Doorways. This is what you use to place your doors, obviously, in. And this is how you build a little base. You know, you can use all of these materials to build a base however you like. And back to what I was saying, the hammer. This is used for rotating your builds, which I'll explain in a little second, and upgrading your builds. So as you guys can see, you can upgrade it to wood for 140. Now it looks like this. You can upgrade it for 210 stone, which will make it look like this. You can also upgrade it to sheet metal, which will make it look like this. Or finally, you can upgrade it to armored, which is the highest version of the materials in the game, if that makes sense. This is the highest variant you can make it. There's nothing higher than this. And I'll explain now what the rotate feature is. So as you guys can see, this looks like this. When we rotate it, it now looks like this. There are soft and there are hard sides to walls. So to make this a little bit easier to explain, I'll do this real quick. Let me kind of do that real quick. Oh shit, okay. Alright, hold on 2 seconds, chat. Okay. So just to explain this. So there are hard and soft sides to walls. So let's upgrade it to stone here to show it better. So right now, we are looking at the hard side. This is the hard side. Sorry, no. Wait. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm making sure here. So right now, we are looking at the soft side of the wall. This, being the soft side of the wall means that if people were to raid you, not in this game mode, like I mentioned, because you can't, but if people were to raid you in the main game, if they got into your base, it would be easier for them to break out of it, because most people, when they make their bases, the inside, obviously, by common sense, the inside of the base is got all the soft side version of the walls, so that people trying to get into the base have to go through the harder side of the walls, if that makes sense. This is what the hard side looks like. Obviously, from a raider's perspective, this a raider being someone that's trying to kill you, loot your base, raid you, whatever you want to call it. Again, most builds have the hard side on the outside, so that someone raiding you has to go through this hardened wall to get into your base, because otherwise if they have to go through the soft side, it makes their job a little bit quicker and easier. So that's how the building works. That's how the walls work. That's pretty important to understand because, well, for the main game anyway, because if you don't understand the difference between soft and hard walls, when it comes to raiding and people raiding your base, if you have your wall like this, people can get into your base way easier, and it's just not fun. Moving on, we got the tool cupboard. This is very essential to every base you own. The tool cupboard is a little bit tricky to explain, but basically, what the tool cupboard is as you guys can see in here, you can put material, whatever you make your base out of. So to make this a little bit easier to explain, when you make a base, your base starts off with wood. When you build your TC, to keep your base stable and healthy, it will require wood. So to show you guys this in a little, to show you guys and for it to make sense, let me build somewhere else here. I'll build another base. I kind of just show you what I mean, so it makes sense to you guys. 1 second. So let me just build like just build something like this. I'll build like an actual small little base just to show you guys what I mean. Build doorway. There we go, and then let's just do this for example. Okay, so as you guys can see, our entire base is made out of wood. What the TC is basically a tool which is very important. As you guys can see, actually, it says in the middle of the screen, add resources to your tool cupboard to prevent your base from decaying. As you guys can see, if I hover over this, your builds have health, and that's why I mentioned earlier, having soft and hard sides of walls is very important, because if you have the soft side outwards, people trying to raid you, people that try and raid you will, how do I say this? People that try and raid you will have an easier time doing so if you have your soft side on the outside, because as you guys can see, for example, this has 10 health. And because the soft side is on the outside, it just takes a few, punches or whatever to get in. That is very poor, obviously. Now, yes, even if with wood, even though this has 10 health, even if the hard side is on the outside, yes, it's still going to be quite easy to get in, but it'll take a few more steps, I guess, or it'll take a little bit longer than if you were to hit the soft side. So let me just show you. So obviously our entire base is made out of wood. So as you guys can see, the tool cupboard, it maintains with the right amount of resources. It keeps and prevents your base from decaying over time. Bases that are left unattended without enough upkeep will be destroyed. So as you guys can see, our entire bases are made out of wood, which means our upkeep is only 56 wood. Now that is for 1 day. So as you guys can see, we placed 1,000 wood, 17 days. This is the tool cupboard is very important for this because if you don't have resources in it, your base will destroy like over time and it'll crumble and it'll destroy itself. So as you upgrade, I'll show you guys the stone. As you guys upgrade, the upkeep is gonna get not only more expensive, but it's also gonna get it's gonna change the material. Sorry, so I'll show you guys right here. Let me just upgrade this all to stone. If I'm going a little too fast, I apologize. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. Okay, there we go. So now as you guys can see, our entire base is made out of stone. Our hard sides of the walls are on the outside, and obviously in the inside. So now if we look into the tool cupboard, it's now 335 stone for 1 day of upkeep. Now we have 845. Put all of that in there. We now have 2 days worth of upkeep, meaning that we can come back tomorrow or whenever, and our base will still be fine, unless someone tries to raid us, of course. Our base will be, all our walls will be perfectly fine. They'll be at max health. Everything will be good. Obviously, if you take that out, then over time, our base will start to crumble and destroy itself. I'll try and show you guys that maybe later on, but I can't really show you here. That's the general gist, if I'm being honest. Moving on to these. These are tools that you can craft, which we'll get into crafting in a second. First, you got the hatchet. You guys can see the stats here. It has 25 damage, 67 attack rate, 0.3 attack size, 1.5 range, tree gather, and flesh gather. Now, these are important stats because, as you can see, flesh gather is only 5 on this one. However, the ore gather is obviously higher because it's a pickaxe. So what these are, excuse me, what these are is just tree grabber plus 30. Now, I'm going to show you guys the difference. So, when you play the game normally, you spawn in with a rock, just like this, okay? You will spawn in, you won't have any of this stuff in the main game. You'll just spawn with a rock, a nice simple rock. It'll come out. Hello? Yeah. You'll spawn in with a clean, simple rock, like this. And your job is to then go out, look for nodes. Nodes being, again, like I mentioned, rocks, metal, sulfur. I'll try and show you guys in a second. And you just do this. This is how you get. You'll see these little X's. You want to try and hit these X's because you guys will see you get more material when you hit the X's, but you also destroy or harvest it quicker. So as you can see, if I hit the X, I get 6. If I hit it normally, I get 5. So it's really up to you. But I recommend trying to hit the X as much as possible so you can harvest quicker. Now, when you craft and make different things, such as the hatchet here, for example, you get more gather per hit. So as you can see now, if I hit it on the X, if I hit it on the X, it is now 20 per hit compared to, what was it, the 6? And now normally it's 15 compared to the 5. So you guys can see the massive increase there. So you want to do this, you want to gather up wood, you want to gather up resources so you can make your bases and whatnot. Pickaxe is the same thing. You can use it to harvest wood, but as you guys will see, you get... Actually, no, you can't, sorry. I lied to you. You can't. I thought you could, but you can't. Moving on. So yeah, now we'll go and try and find some rocks and stuff so I can show you guys what this is. Can't find any. I might just... Okay, here we go. Here's one. So there's different nodes around the entire map. This is metal. And every node, every stone, every metal like this, every sulfur will have this shiny glowing thing right here. Just like the tree, this is what is called the X. We'll call it the X. Just like the tree, you want to try and hit it on the light. As you can see, it will give you more. So that per hit was 45 if I hit it perfectly. Now it's 60. It goes up every time. If I hit it with a rock, for example, I get 12, right? That's because it's a rock, obviously. Now if I hit it normally, without hitting that, I get 5. If I hit it normally with a pickaxe, I get 30, okay? So you guys can see the massive difference there. This metal is used for, I'll show you guys that in a second, but each resource is used for crafting different things. My tip to you guys when you begin the game, if you're playing normally, stay away from sulfur, which I'll try and show you guys in a second. Stay away from sulfur and focus on getting stone and wood in the beginning. Once you get stone and wood, then you can focus on metal. Metal is used for other things, which I'll explain in a little bit here in a second. What is this? Okay, that's not a rock. I want to try and find sulfur and stone for you guys so I can show you what. Okay, here we go. Sulfur. This is what sulfur looks like. Again, same deal. When I try and hit it in the light, so you get more. Every time you want to try and aim for the like light slash crit spot, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So you get more. Tip, avoid sulfur at the very beginning, at least in my opinion, because at the very beginning, you're not going to have a whole lot. The main objective in my eyes and from what I've seen is to get metal, stone, and wood. Build down your foundation, get things going. Once you've got a nice good start, then start to gather sulfur. Now that I've covered basically most of the general stuff, I'll talk about crafting. Now, crafting can be a little bit intense and can be a little confusing if you're not sure what's going on. I'm not gonna go over every single item, but I will try and explain to you guys what most of the things are. So, like I mentioned earlier, guys, stone, metal, and wood are used to craft a bunch of different things. So, as an example, you see key locks. Key locks are used. Um, I'll read the description. Place on a door to avoid any unwelcome guests. Locks will automatically open for you, but for other players will need a key. To craft the key, place the key lock on a door, hold square while looking at it, and select create key. These are very, very useful when playing solo, as I'll explain later on, but these are very, very good solo and in general. You want to get these as quick as possible once you've got your base down. Once you put your base down, you want to go ahead and craft some doors and then put these key locks on your doors. This will prevent people from just walking into your home. Next, we've got the large wood boxes. Pretty self-explanatory. They can keep anything that you get in there. They can keep all your resources. It stores up to 30 items, which is very good. All it takes is 50 metal fragments and 250 wood. I'll explain how to get each resource in a second, by the way. Next, we've got the code locks. These are useful, but beware the biggest downfall, especially with these. My tip to you guys, if you're playing this solo, avoid these completely because there are videos out there, and although it does take a long time and the chances of it happening to you are rare, it's still something that is best just to avoid. But code locks, basically you can set a code. As you can see, you can set a 4-digit code, any random code, and to get into your base, so they have to either guess the 4-digit code. Sorry, they have to either guess the 4-digit code, or if your friends or if you're sharing with your friends, they have to know the 4-digit code. So I'll show you guys an example real quick. Actually, let me go back to the base down here. Excuse me, guys. Again, I hope I'm not going too fast. I hope I'm explaining things well. Let me know if you guys are confused with anything. If you have any questions. I'll try and cover all this stuff in the game as best as I can, but I apologize if I miss anything. So yeah, please avoid code locks at all costs unless you're playing like unless you're playing with other people, I guess. But even then, try and avoid it. It's just not. It's just like again, the chances of you getting code lock rated are rare. And I'll explain what that is. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but the chances of you getting code lock rated are rare. but it's better than risking the chance. It's just not worth it. Obviously, if you're playing with other people, it's better to get code locks just because when you're playing with other people, like let's say you've got 4 or 3 people, having code lock or key locks are kind of bad because for them to get in, obviously they need to have they need to have what's it called a key, and if they die with that key, then whoever picks up their keys can get in. So it's not good to have. So I'll show you this. I'll show you this, guys. I'll show you this real quick, guys. Uh, 2 seconds, guys. I'll add it to this group chat. Sorry, I was waiting for this door to make. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so these are the regular doors. These are just wooden doors. You can upgrade them eventually, but we'll get into that later on. Why is the quality so bad on it? Okay, there we go. So you can place these doors in the doorways, obviously. Now this is what I mean. So with the code locks, you can put them like that. You can put them on like that. And you can set a code. So let's just do 2587. Now, no one can get in unless they know that code. Now, code lock rating is when there's a site out there where it goes through a bunch of different combinations of locks or codes that people use, if that makes sense. Now, again, the chances of you getting code lock rated are rare, but all it takes is for them to guess that password and they have basically entered your base. That's why I say avoid these because, as you guys will see, I'll show you guys right now. Key locks are way better, in my opinion, if you're playing solo, because I'll show you guys this as well. Because there's no way for them to get in, especially if you're playing solo, because you don't need to make keys. You know what I mean? You don't need to make keys, so there's no way for them to get in. It's a simple lock or unlock. They can't get in. There's no way for them to get in. The only way they can get in is if they have a key, and obviously if you make a key for someone. But try and avoid doing that. If you're playing with other people, I understand, but try and avoid, because if they kill your team, your player, like your friends, whatever, and they get the key, they can come into your base. But that's why key locks are way better than code locks. Then we got the storage box, same as the wooden box. It can only hold 12 items because it's a lot smaller, obviously. We got the TC, which I talked about earlier. Very, very important. It costs 1,000 wood though, so be careful with that. Campfire, you can use this to do a few things. Campfire, when you place it down, you can regenerate some of your health over time. Um, and also it keeps you warm. So you guys probably noticed earlier when I was walking around, I had a hot temperature thing. That's because I'm all the way out in like the deserty kind of area. Somewhere like here where there's a lot of snow, you'll get quite cold if you don't have clothes on, of course. Obviously I have clothes on here, but um, you'll get quite cold in certain areas of the map. So the campfire can be useful for that as well. The campfire can also can be used to cook food. So like I mentioned earlier, if you kill bears, horses, wolves, whatever, you can put their meat or whatever in this campfire and then cook it up and eat it. Sleeping bags, these are basically spawn locations. So once you make a sleeping bag, you can then set it as a spawn point. So you can put it in your base, next to your base, whatever. You can make as many as you want. Doesn't matter. Furnaces, I was talking about this a little bit earlier. These are very, very useful. These are what you use to make metal fragments. Now, as you guys can see, I have metal fragments here. Metal fragments come from metal ore. The way you get metal fragments is by making a furnace, or using a big furnace, which I'll try and show you guys later on. But you use the furnace and you smelt the metal ore, and that becomes metal fragments. Same with the high quality metal ore. You smelt that and that becomes high quality metal. Works the same way. Workbench level 1. This is used to I'll make this actually. This is used. I believe this is used to Basically open like a skill tree. This is what it's used for. You open it up and you can research a bunch of stuff, a bunch of blueprints, which I'll try and show you guys. And then you can go ahead and craft those basically once you know how to make them. Rock, not very useful. You get one at the very beginning of the game, but if you want to make another one, let's say yours breaks or something, craft it here. Bandages, obviously self-explanatory. They do minus 50 bleeding, so if you're currently bleeding for whatever reason, that'll stop it. If you're poisoned by whatever, that'll take 2 off it, and it'll heal you for 5. The builder plan, which is what I showed you guys earlier, this is what you use. You make this. This is what you use to make your base. So place down foundations and whatnot. Um, you've got the hammer, or sorry, the door, which is again what you use to protect people from coming into your base. You place it down in doorways or whatever. Or sorry, yeah, you place it down in doorways or wooden frames, which I'll show you guys that later on as well. And you've got the hammer. The hammer is used for upgrading your walls and your foundations and whatnot. Torch, just you can make it to light your way. If you're cold, you can use this to heat yourself up. But it's mainly just to have light during the nighttime. Arrows, you can make this if you have a bow, which I'll get to in a second. Just used for hunting if you guys want to kill animals a little bit easier. You can use this and kill them with animals. Boulder bag, I've not actually ever used this. So I can't really guys give you too much about this, unfortunately. And then moving on, we got the bow. Obviously, self-explanatory. This is a weapon you can use to hunt, kill players, whatever you want to do with it. You got clothes. If you're in areas such as the cold, this is very important because if you have no clothes on and you plan to live in like very cold areas like this, it's very important that you make clothes so you're warm. Also, having clothes, as you guys can see, gives you radiation protection. Now, radiation protection, like I mentioned earlier, you have these different areas around the map called monuments. Some of them, I don't know on top of my head which ones, but I believe places like the launch site, or either launch site or airfield, I believe. The dome, I think, as well. Some of these areas are radiated, which like I said, it's very important you make clothes so you can actually go in these areas safely. Bone knife, this is useful for, as you guys can see, to get, oh, actually, you can't see, sorry. This is used for, you can use it as a weapon, but it's very, very, very useful for, gathering, like, if you kill an animal, this will be very useful to gather, like, their cloth, which I'll explain a little bit. It'll be very useful to collect cloth, animal fats, etc. It's very, very useful. 2 seconds. 2 seconds, I apologize. Oh, my neck. Hold on. Okay, I apologize because I'm getting spammed right now. I apologize. Where was I? Yeah. So this can be used for attacking players, although it doesn't do that much damage, and it's very, very, very useful for gathering animal fat, cloth, and a few other things as well. This is what if you're able to make this, which I'll explain how to make some things later on. Do that because when you go out hunting and you need resources like that, is very, very good. Moving on, we got the wooden spear. Again, just another weapon you can use for attacking players or animals from a distance. Now, moving on to the stone pickaxe and the stone hatchet. These are the base starting versions of harvesting tools. So, as I mentioned, as I showed earlier, you've got the pickaxe and the hatchet that looks like this. These you can acquire when you unlock Workbench level 1, level 2, and level 3. You can research your way and make better versions of them. So you start off with these kind of versions, and you can research and get better versions of them later on. Moving on, we've got Water bucket, you can use this to pick up water or whatever and drink it. I don't know too much about it. I haven't used it myself. Haven't used this myself either. This, um, I haven't used either. Um, yeah, I'm gonna skip this. I have a feeling I know what it does, but I don't want to say in case I'm wrong because I don't want to lead you guys on the wrong path. Flashlight, pretty simple. You can use this. It's very useful. You can either use it just as a hand equipped thing. By equipped, I mean just have it in your inventory, like down here. You can walk around with that, and it will shine light, making it very easy to see. It also does damage, so you can attack people with it, but not doesn't do that much damage. Um, but yeah, this is very useful to see around during nighttime. You can also equip this on guns to see at nighttime if you're like raiding or just going around doing whatever. Um, Here's what I was talking about as well. Salvaged axe. This is what I was talking about. So you can get better. You can research and get better variants of these. So you guys can see you can get a salvaged axe. You can get a salvaged hammer. You can get a pickaxe. You can get a sledged pickaxe. You can get a hatchet. Um, they all do the same thing. Just as you guys can see, they have some have better damage. Some have more ore gather and flash gather and whatnot. Binoculars, self-explanatory. You can use these to zoom in. Let's say you're planning on raiding someone, or just if you're trying to look for something specific in the distance, you can use these to spot out anything you need to know from quite far away as well. Chainsaw. This, as you guys can see, attack rate not the greatest damage, but it will do a lot of damage quickly. This is used um, as a substitute to a hatchet. You can either use that or a chainsaw as well to get some wood. Up to you if you want to. Moving on, we've got the barbecue. Same kind of gist as the campfire. It has more room, but it can cook anything like your meat, your whatever. For like it can cook any food. No, it can't heal you. I don't think. Might be wrong, but use basically the same thing as a campfire. It will cook food for you and whatnot. That's pretty much it from what I know. Skull fire pit, same thing as the campfire and the barbecue. It can cook food for you, whatnot. Vending machines. These are all around the map, as you guys can see. These are all around the map. Some in Bandicamp, Outpost, just out in the middle of nowhere. These are places that you can. Okay, I'll explain that a different way. Vending machines and Bandicamp and Outposts have things in them which you can trade for. So, for example, Bandicamp. You can trade 5 cans of tuna for 10 scrap. You can trade 6 pickles for 1 scrap. You trade a water jug for 5 scrap, 20 currencies for 10 scrap, etc., 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 etc. You then can get some things like salvage sleeves. You guys get the gist. Um, Things get a little bit more complicated than certain vending machines. Like as you can see, 3 scrap for 1 high quality metal. 80 scrap for 1 red key card. I'll explain what those do in a little bit. And then you've got the guns, 1 LR300 assault rifle for 500 scrap. Um, things like that. So vending machines are basically just like stores. I'll be back. One second, guys. I'll be 2 seconds. I apologize. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Okay, so where were we? So, yes, I talked about the vending machines. Um, but yeah, okay. So large furnaces basically act. They're the same thing as this. They can just hold more things. Basically, you can smelt. You can smelt things such as high quality metal ore and or food. And then we've got the large planter box. You can use this to grow food, such as pumpkins, corn, and something else. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still new to this game as well, so bear with me. Same thing with this. Repair bench. It's in the name. You can use this to repair anything that's broken. So things such as like your tools. You see they have health bars. Workbenches. Your rock if you want to. Your guns, whatnot. You can use this to repair whatever really. Then we got the small stats. This is for, I would say, the start of the game. If you need to quickly just, well, no, not really. If you need to kind of just put things in here and you can hide it. Basically, a little works as a little box like this with a little bit less room. You can put it, you can put whatever you want in it, and then you can hide it underground. So you can put it whatever, and then you can press, I think it's like square or something like that, and it will like stash it into the ground. And if you walk over it, it will come back up so you can get it back again. Um, Never use this. I can't really help you guys on that. Bed, again, same as the sleeping bag. It's used as another spawn point. Just looks a little bit fancier. Dropbox. This is used on your. I believe you can put this on your walls and stuff. Basically, just a way for people to, I don't know, give you letters or whatnot. Not really sure about that. Fridge, you can use this to store your food to keep it from going rotten quicker or quickly. That's all I know from that. Lockers, you can use this to put your loadouts. So what I mean by that is, we'll get to guns in a second, but just to make this example a little bit easier, um, the lockers are used as basically loadouts, if you will. So let's say you have an assault rifle with you, you have a bunch of like gear, for example, you have a bunch of gear, you can then go ahead and put that in there. So whenever you need to quickly grab like a certain gun and a certain clothing, you can go to your locker and pick it up, kind of thing. Where I talk about sleeping bag. So this is what I was talking about. You can use the large water catcher, small water catcher, or yeah, that's it. You can use this to collect pretty much drinkable water, as it says in the description. This is used to drink water, um, or to, basically make slash help give you drinkable water. That's all it really is from what I know. I haven't used this much, that's all I know. Water barrel, you can use this as storage for water. Again, just based off the description. Um, So this I don't have experience with, but based off what the description says, I can provide you guys. Basically, any water that you get, you can then put it into the purifier, and it'll make the water clean and healthy for you to drink. That's all I really know. So I can't give you more information there. Research table. Now, let me actually play. Actually, here, perfect example you guys can see as well. So as you can see, we have no tool cupboard in here, and as you guys can see, it's decaying. Our base is decaying. This is what happens when you don't have a tool cupboard, or if you don't have material in your tool cupboard. Your base will just rot away pretty much. Let's go back to our original base somewhere over here, so I can show you guys this example. I'm gonna put the things down so I can kind of understand myself a little bit better as well. Alright, give me a second, guys. But where's... Oh, it's my base right here, I believe. Right? This is my base. Yeah. Okay. As you guys can see as well, our base is decaying because we have nothing in here. Okay, so let me put this down, and let me get a not a research, sorry, thing. So, the repair bench, we'll cycle back to this. This is used for, it's a tech tree. This is where you can go and, as you guys can see, I have everything in here. But this is used to unlock blueprints. Blueprints are what you use. Blueprints are essentially this. Everything you see in here, these are all blueprints, the things that you can make in the game. Ammo, guns, etc. We'll get into all those in a second here. But you can research them, and to research it requires scrap. As you guys can see at the top left, I have 4,900 scrap. But as you guys can see here, for example, you can start off with this salvaged hammer. You can get it to a pickaxe. You can get a salvaged sword. You can get a hatchet here. You can get a salvage cleaver. You can get a water pipe shotgun, a double barrel shotgun, all the things down here. That's what it's used for. The research, um, yeah, so the research table is another way to unlock blueprints, but it's only certain blueprints. Now, I can't explain it the greatest because I don't really have anything on me right now, this second. But as an example, I will use something that's kind of hard for me, at least, to acquire in the game is these gears. And I'll show you guys here in a second. This for me is quite hard to get and find. So what the research table allows you is if you manage to stumble across gears, to make your life a whole lot easier, once you find a gear, you can go ahead and place it in there and put some scrap in there. Actually, I think I might be able to show you. Yeah, there we go. So like the hatchet. You can put that in there and you can then go and research. I'll do that right now actually to show you guys. So whatever you find, the gears, I use it for the gears because I have trouble finding them. Whatever you guys can find, gears, hatchets, weapons, even if you guys steal it off someone, you can go ahead and then study once you find it. I can't study it for some reason, but whatever. I think I already have it, is that why? Or whatever. So that's what that's used for basically. Um Yeah, so where were we? Here we go. Shotgun trap. These are very, very useful in the normal game. You can make these and set them around your base, connect them to power. This makes it so anyone that tries to raid your base, if you have ammo in it, it will basically mean that anyone that tries to get into your base will be killed if they get in line of the trap or whatever. These are already talked about it, so the difference between Workbench level 1, 2, and 3 is they have different items that are researchable, and also certain things require the different workbenches. So, as an example, armored door, once you've unlocked it through the workbenches, requires a workbench level 3 to make and to find, if that makes sense for you guys. Not much I can give there, but what I just said. We discuss everything here. So here is all the different things you can make for your base. So as I was saying earlier, you can make the single doors, you can make the single wooden doors, you can make the single double doors, or if you get enough metal fragments, you can make double sheet doors. You can make a singular sheet metal doors. You can make ladder hatches, which if you have it's hard to explain in this circumstance, but basically if you have like a base that extends upwards and you don't have a way to climb up, you don't have a ladder or anything, you can use this as a way to get up. Same with this. Shop front, I've actually never used this. I can't really give you much information. um Metal shop front, I'm not sure. This is kind of the thing that we talked about earlier as well. I believe it was in here. No. Oh yeah, this. No, I'm not sure. Basically, you can use this as a wall. You can set up anywhere, and this can be used to trade with people on the outside. Like, well, not trade, sorry, but this can be used to actually, yeah, sorry. You can use this to trade with others outside in the comfort of your own home. So you can use this, plot it down on your base. You can use this to be safe on the inside. They can be safe. You can trade weapons and whatnot. So self-explanatory as well. I've not used these. Can't really give you much info. Then they're just basic, kind of like things that you can put onto your walls or your window frame. Sorry. So if I'm not mistaken, basically, if you build yourself, again, this is me only assuming because I've not used this myself, so I apologize in advance. So you can make windows like this. 2 seconds. Okay. Yeah. So if you make windows like this, if I'm not mistaken, These can be used to put in front of these to cover them up and basically be lookout points, but like safer lookout points. Because as you can see, this is pretty wide. And then when you come and look at these are kind of like a little bit more sealed up and whatnot. Same thing for these. These can be put over the windows to cover it up. Window bars, self-explanatory. You got glass as well. High external wooden gates. These are very, very useful. Not many people use them, but if you are a huge stack of people, like 4 or 5 stack, whatever, and you make a large base, these are used to place around your compound, around your base, as high, like, extra protection, I guess. I'll try and show you guys it later on, but they're very cool, very cool. Um, Same thing, armor double doors. You can once you've researched those. Stone gates, you can get those ladders. Moving on, so low grade fuel. This requires, as you guys can see on the right, you need animal fat and cloth. Animal cloth can be obtained from hems, I believe. Hold on, let me go try and find one for you guys, and I'll show you what I mean. Can I loot this guy? There's not much on him. What's in here? No. Hold on. Let me quickly go and find this thing. But the cloth can be obtained from hem. I think it is. Is it herm? Hem? Hold on. Let me try and find one. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Sorry, my phone is just buzzing right now. I don't know what's going on. Try and find one of these things real quick. I'm trying to find one of these things for you guys. Can I find one of these leaves, please? Hello? I really want to try and find one to show you guys. Oh, here we go. So you can find these plants like these. These are called, what are they called? Hemp. Sorry, hemp. These give you cloth, as you can see, 10 cloth per one. This is used to craft low-grade fuel, and also things such as sleeping bags. They're used to craft, let me see, bandages, whatever this is, I'm not 100% sure. They're also used to craft clothes, and I believe that is it. Yeah. Well, you also need to craft low-grade fuel. Now, what low-grade fuel is used for a lot. It's used for fuel for boats and helicopters. It's also used for things such as well, it's used to make furnaces as well. That's very important. And if I'm not mistaken, it's also used in some material and guns or maybe ammo. Yeah, here we go. It's used to make a flamethrower. Anything else? Nope. Any kind of ammo? Yeah. So incendiary rockets, fire arrows. Anything else? No, that's about it. But it is used for, you know, quite a few things. So it's very important to have. Other stuff you see, the little weird thing, that's animal fat. You can get that again by killing animals and then harvesting them, like just hitting them with a rock or pickaxe or hatchet, whatever, or the bone knife if you got that's very useful. Um, I'm not gonna go over these. I'll leave like things like guns and stuff for later because they're just not worth talking about right now. Clothes we already discussed. Discussed. Sorry, I can't speak English. Weapons we already kind of went over. I'm not gonna discuss about guns because there's a lot to go over. Same with ammo. These I'll kind of quickly go over. These are basically the attachments you can put on guns, so you can get a weapon flashlight. You can get a holo sight. You can get a weapon laser. You can get a muzzle. You can get a muzzle brake. You can get 4x zoom scope. You can get a silencer, a bunch of different things you can get. These are, I believe, these are research locked. So you have to use the research, or not the, you have to use the workbench to get these unlocked, I believe, or the research table. I'm not 100% sure. Um, but yeah, you can make a bunch of things. You can make garage doors. These are used. So these actually, if you guys remember earlier, I talked about you can make. I'll show you guys as well. Actually, can I build here? Can I build to custom monument? Okay, hold on. All right, I'll show you guys real quick. So as you guys can see, you can make wall frames. Wall frames are used for two things. You can either in them, sorry, a few seconds. You can either in them place double doors, or for, I believe they have more health, for more security, you can place garage doors. These work the same way. You can put key locks or code locks on them, and it's just a garage door. It's another kind of thing. Not use that. Not use that. These are just things that you can put outside of your base to make it look better, I guess. Sandbags. You can put wooden barricades to stop people from, and just little accessories like these you can put to stop people from getting to your base. Not use that, not use that, not use that. I haven't used any of these. I'll say these are the things I talked about earlier. I've not used any of these, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Auto turret, same as the shotgun trap. You can, as you guys can see, if you get the right equipment, you can make yourself an auto turret, and if you put enough ammo into it, you guys can see you must load it with standard for 4.56 rifle ammo. Anything that comes close to your base, or anyone that comes close to your base tries to get into your base, it will just automatically shoot. Same with the flame turret, I believe, and these low grade fuel again. And here's the high external wall, 1,500 or 1,500 stone to make. Very, very cool in my opinion. Again, just another thing to make your base kind of stronger. These are again more accessories. You can put a stone fireplace, you can put shelves, you can put ceiling lights, um, chairs, mailboxes, a bunch of things you can put. These are like more decorations. Actually, it says even decorations. Um, Not sure what this is. Not used this, and I've not used this yet, but I'm sort of aware of what it is. This is, as you know, I'm not even gonna tell you guys because I'm not 100% sure myself. I'm still new to the game, so I'm not even gonna make any comments about it. And then you've got your healables. You've got your syringes, which, as you can see, give you 15 instant health and then 20 healing. Reduce radiation by 10, so a little bit less. Oh, actually, no. Never mind. Reduce radiation by 10, reduce poison by 5, going on like this. And that's literally the game. If you guys are still in the stream, I hope you guys understood. That was a lot to cover. I didn't realize how much there was to the game. There's other little things that I can cover. I'll cover guns and stuff into more depth another time, but there's a lot to go over in terms of guns. And that's really it. I've been streaming for an hour just talking about the game. Wow. I had something pop up, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to go. But Alan, if you're still in the stream, I hope this was very educational. I don't know why I said it like that. I hope you guys learned a lot about the game. I hope you guys understand the game more. I hope I didn't talk quick. I hope you guys understood me. This is what the game is like. Obviously, don't mind all the builds. As you can see, there's so many buildings. This is Builder's Paradise. This is not what the game is going to be like. Well, it is, but it's not going to be this easy to build this many bases, okay? If that makes sense. This is literally the game, guys. You know, you start off with a rock. You literally, guys, you start off with a rock and a torch, and you go out. This is how everyone starts off. This is how everyone starts off. You go out, punch wood. Once you get enough wood, make a little base. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. 2 seconds, guys. Hold on. Make a little base. Get some doors down. Get some boxes, and you expand. Hope this guys. Hope this helped. Alan, if you're still on the stream, I'll DM you later on tonight or tomorrow. I gotta go take care of a few things, guys. I'm really sorry. Um, I'll DM you. We can sort it out. Make sure you please buy the deluxe version. You don't have to, but I promise you it'll be so much better. You don't have to, but it'll be so much better. I promise you. I hope you and Negan enjoy it when you guys play it. I really hope you do, so I have more people to play with. If not, it's cool. I'm gonna head out, guys. I apologize. I said I was gonna stream for another hour. I really need to go. I need to go take care of a few things. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this was helpful in understanding what Rust is about. There's a little bit more to the game, I would say, in terms of like strategy, combat, and all that stuff. But for now, this was the basic layout of the game. What certain things do, how the game works. Next time I'll try and explain guns and stuff a bit more, and I'll try and explain some of the resources because I know you guys are probably looking at this like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that gold thing? What the hell is that brown looking thing? You know, what are all these items that are required? Like, what are all these weird things? I'll explain those all another time. I gotta go though. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll DM you, but yeah.